students. For the last 2 days I am not feeling well. Today I will review some comments I have received. Listen students, for class 10th and 12th especially, that when you see the video, let me know what are the topics. If you just click on dislike, I can't imagine who is you, what is your problem. So I have given you a number. This is my mobile number as well as WhatsApp number. So directly you can ask me any question, any topic to be explained from 9 o'clock till 12 o'clock in the morning. You are free, I am also free. I can explain. Because some of the topics, they are general topics, they are not in your syllabus. But they are the fundamentals. They are to be taught. So let me know. That is the reason why I have given you my mobile number and this is my WhatsApp number also. So you can ring to me from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock in the morning and let me know your name and your problems. What are the topics to be explained? So now today I will explain some of the two previous topics as I have got the information, and introduction to chapter 2, which is work, power and energy. These are the two previous topics: rotation of a body and terms explaining it. See, this is a regular body which I have taken. It can be a cardboard piece, it can be a solid piece, and there is a hole in that body, and from that hole passes a rod. This is the rod about which this body can go round and round. That is the reason why this rod is called, which is passing from the hole, that rod is called axis of rotation. So its definition is very simple. Axis of rotation is that line or that rod about which the body can turn, and that point from where the rod or axis of rotation passes, that is called point of rotation. It is also called pivot, also called fulcrum. Now these two topics are over, two terms are over. Now this is point P, where there is a handle, because when you open the door there is a handle. On that handle you will apply the force in any direction, either to close it or to open it. I am applying force in this direction, downward, on this handle P. This handle P is called point of application of force, where you have applied force for rotation. So this total line, the line along which you have applied the force on the body for rotation, that line is called a line of action of force. So when you will apply the force on this body, this axis of rotation is fixed. This point O, a hole or point of rotation, that is also fixed, axis of, then this body will move like this in the direction of force, because these are fixed. As if I am taking this thing and this is axis. Now I will apply force here. So it will rotate like this. Rotate. And this is the point which is called point of application of force. So similarly, here also this body will go like this, because I have applied force. And this direction of rotation, it is just opposite to the direction of movement of the hands of clock, means anti-clockwise. an anti-clockwise rotation or its measurement is always positive. And suppose if I apply force here, then this whole body will turn like this. This axis of rotation and point will remain fixed. This type of rotation is called clockwise rotation, and which is negative. These are the things. So I have mentioned this again. Now and now another term is there which is very important. That is the distance from the hole, fixed point or pivot to the point of application of force, OP. And this OP is making an angle of 90 degree with line of action. This OP, this distance from this point to point of application of force, this distance is very important. This distance is called moment of arm. The rotation will be more if this moment arm is more and if the force is more. So the rotation depends on two factors. Moment arm means this distance, directly proportional. If the moment arm is more, the rotation is more, as well as the force. Now this is the next part, which is also not in the syllabus of class 10th, but it is a fundamental thing. So see, this is collision forces, which come under the category of contact forces. And collision forces always appear in pair. They are also called action and reaction forces, which I have already explained in part 1. Already I have told you, but you have not heard. Again I am seeing. See, this is the first case. These are the two bodies, A and B. A is moving with velocity v1 towards B, and B is moving with velocity v2 towards A. Naturally they will collide, and at the time of collision A will apply force on B, which is called F vector AB, because force is a vector quantity. It is in class 8th and 9th. Now at the same time B will also exert the force on A, which is F vector BA. Both these two forces, they are opposite in direction. These two forces appear in pair, and these two forces are called collision forces. And now this is the second case. Again here two bodies are there, A and B, but here the body B is at rest. I have written at rest. It is not moving, but A is coming towards B with velocity v1. v1 is a vector, so arrow I have put, and this A hits B with force FAB. But at the time of hitting, B, which is at rest, will also exert force on A, which is FBA vector. These forces are also collision forces. This is the third case. See, here again two bodies are there, A and B, and they are also moving with velocity v1 vector and v2, but in the same direction they are moving. In this direction they are moving, but in such a way that the velocity v1 is more than v2. Means this body A will capture body B, and as soon as it is captured, it collides, and again the same two forces will act. So this is all about collision forces. So for collision forces, you should remember that these collision forces always appear in pair, and for collision there should be at least two bodies, more than two. Then they will create a pair and they will interact with one another. So this is all about this. Now the general introduction about work power energy, which is the second chapter. And see, we always say in our daily life that I have done a lot of work. Today I have kept a bucket from one place to another place. I have brought vegetables from the market. So many kinds of work you do in your daily life. But remember, when you are doing that work, any kind of work, what are the important things which are necessary? First of all, when you will do the work, you have to apply the muscular force. You have to apply, in general way, you have to apply force. You have to apply force on the object on which you want to do the work. Then that body will move, and obviously it will move in the direction of force. In the direction. Suppose when you are kicking, you want to kick a football in a particular direction towards east. Then you will apply the force on the ball. That is the force which you have applied, and naturally that ball will go only in the direction of your applied force, which is towards east. So one thing is general, that work in physics, when the work is done, the first thing is proper amount of force. Proper amount of force applied on the body. The second is movement, but in particular direction. Movement in a particular direction means displacement. So displacement in the direction of force. These two things are very important for doing the work in physics. Proper amount of force applied on the body and displacement in the direction of force. So proper amount of the force which you apply on the body, let it be denoted by F, and the displacement in the direction of force, let it be denoted by S. Now comes and the work that is denoted by W. Now we have to make, whenever we have discovered a physical quantity in physics, we want to make its formula. Then after formula, its units, and we will read its property. First of all, the first thing, how to make the formula for what? For that you should know that this work depends on how many factors. These are the two factors. The second thing, how that work depends on these two factors. So for this, it's very simple. If you will apply more force on the body, more work will be done. So that means that is called directly proportional relationship. Means you can write W directly proportional to force. Now, how this W depends on S? If you apply more force, okay, the displacement means the distance covered in a particular direction will also be more. That means W is again directly proportional to S. These are the two facts which you have gathered. Now these two things will make the formula. Now you will combine both these two facts. How? This W is directly proportional to R as well as multiplied as well as S. Now this is a proportionality relation you have obtained, and this sign of proportionality, it is replaced by is equal to and R into S. Here comes a constant always, and in SI unit generally we take the value of that constant as unit 1. So this has become the formula of general formula, the first formula of doing work on a body, and the body should be non-rigid. It should, on applying force, proper amount of force, it should show displacement. That is also very necessary in the direction of force. So this is the formula of the work done by you on the body when the first important condition, when the displacement should be in the direction of force, that is very important. It will move, but it is the necessary condition for doing the work is that the displacement should be in the direction of force. So this is the thing. Now comes how to make the formula is over, how to make the units, because the formula is discovered of work. So for unit, see, for unit, you will use the help of this formula. Suppose you want to make the SI unit. So for SI unit, again you will take the help of this formula, which is W is equal to F into S. And here you will see how many physical quantities are in left hand side and in right hand side. 3. What? W, F, S. And suppose you want to make the SI unit, you have to write the SI units of all the 3 physical quantities. So the SI unit of work we will later on discover. But what is the SI unit of force? 1 Newton into S, 1 meter. So 1 Newton into meter. 1 Newton into meter is the SI unit of force. In short, it is also called 1 joule. Joule. In short, 1 joule. Suppose if someone asks you, it is also asked in board examination, that you write the fundamental SI units of work. So for this again you will use the same formula, but here you will write all the fundamental physical quantities including force and displacement. For force you will write this formula F into A, displacement S, mass is fundamental, acceleration means speed upon time, again displacement, mass into the velocity or speed. It can be again written as distance upon time. So again S upon time. So time square. V can be written as S upon T. So T comes down, T square into S. So now mass is the fundamental quantity. This distance is fundamental, because it can not be diverted into any other formula. Time is all. Now you write the SI unit. Mass, the SI unit is kg. Displacement or distance, meter. This is also meter. And time is second, but square is there, so square. So the unit becomes kg meter into meter square into S. This square comes up, so minus 2. This is kg meter square S to the power. This is also 1 joule. Yes. So this is the short unit of SI unit, but this is the fundamental SI unit. In this way, the SI unit is over. Now again, you want to write down the CGS unit. Again you will apply the same formula, which is W is equal to F into S. We will name it afterwards. But here on right hand side, 2 physical quantities. Write the CGS units for them. The CGS unit 1 diam into 1 centimeter. So it comes 1 diam into centimeter. In short, we call it arc. So all these are the CGS and SI units of work. So you should remember that. Now there is another topic. How much time? 20 minutes. Now, next day, I will explain other important topics. Okay? But whenever you have any problem, please let me know your name, and this is my WhatsApp number, mobile number. You can ask me, sir, I have not understood this topic, please explain it. I will be very happy that if you are asking me. Okay, thanks a lot.